What's going on, everyone? Good morning. It is Wednesday, check-in day. So this is the second week of check-ins, but the third week of the actual cut. The first week was me getting sick. So I just didn't fucking do it then. So now I can actually kind of show some side-by-side stuff here to kind of compare what's going on. So from this is one of the things that I really want to touch on before I get into the full scope of the check-in. If we look at my weight from last Wednesday, I was 234.8, right? And now we look at my weight today, and I'm 231.2. You go, oh shit, that's a big drop from last week to this week. But if we go over here to daily habits, the average across the week is what's going to end up being a little bit more of a better marker here. Now, this was the first week average of 234 with missing 2 of those days. It was around kind of the same thing, so it's still going to be somewhere in the 234, maybe 235 range. This week missed 1 day, but again, it was around kind of the same 233 mark. So average was 233 here. And now so far this week, the average is 231.9. And then my weight this morning was obviously 231.2. So this would be even a little bit lower. So it is a good thing for us to pay attention to the difference between last week to this week, but also paying attention to the weekly average to make sure that those two paces, the weight drops make sense, right? So technically from last week, I've lost about 2 pounds overall. Whereas my check-ins show that I lost 3.6, right? So it's a good metric to have, the weekly weight, but doing it daily is also very important. Now, if you're somebody who has a problem with I don't like seeing how much I weigh and those sorts of things, especially for any females that are actually watching this, that's where I tend to see this more often, or in guys who are afraid to not be big and seeing weight come down on the scale. For anyone in that kind of headspace where checking your weight all the time would kind of stress you out until you've seen what those results look like, obviously that would not be the best idea there to weigh yourself every day, because it probably stress you out more until you can get that under control. But for me, it's just data. It's just actually really interesting for me to see. Now, I'm up 30 minutes earlier than I was last week, so weight is down even lower than my usual wake-up time. I was a bit of a light sleeper last night because I've got Zach in the UK competing this weekend to qualify for the Amateur Olympia, and he's 6 hours behind me. So I kind of woke up at 3 o'clock this morning in a slight panic thinking he had already checked in, and it was 3 a.m., so he had checked in just a few minutes before I actually woke up around 5:30, and then got him responded to. But I'm feeling awesome. Like I've already said multiple times here. Last week my win was not being sick, and my son's first day of school this week is that I'm 3 weeks into the cut, and I'm feeling really solid. My back pain's gone. I had that worked on Monday for 30 minutes, and everything. The biggest thing when it comes to my tissue work is you got to really dig, and she had to really dig for this one. So got that under control there, and I haven't had anything off plan. I've been really locked in. The Retta has made that very easy. So I'll look at just the regular standing there shots first. Again, I'm still really hairy, so it's kind of hard to fully see what's going on here, but I've been put under instruction to not shave it by the girlfriend. She's the one in charge on that one. So as far as visually, I don't see the biggest change in the world, to be completely honest. Maybe a little bit tighter around the midsection, but just completely relaxed and chilling here. I'm not seeing any massive changes. There's a little bit of difference to the quads. My left quad seems to have a lot more detail showing in this than my right, which is always fun. And then the back relaxed pose, again, about the same. So I'm actually flexing my hamstrings here on the right side, so that's why that visually looks so much different. But my lower back looks about the same, upper back looks about the same, just when I'm chilling there. So nothing insane. Now, going into my front double, I do notice a difference here. I feel I definitely was able to feel that I could pull my vacuum better today, and the quads look a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper in the abs. Like the vacuum is being pulled in more, so I think that's the biggest thing that makes it look like I'm a lot leaner here. So that's good. Not necessarily a bad thing there. Front lat spread. Same thing, able to pull the vacuum a lot better today. Legs look a good bit tighter, but everything else is about the same. Side chest, I'm posing bad, so really not a fan of what I'm doing on this pose today. I'm just pulled my shoulder. I'm too far around. I'm too rotated back, and now my delts look even smaller than they actually are. So I got to keep playing around with that. Side try. Again, a little bit tighter in the quads, maybe a little bit tighter in the shoulders, but nothing insane. So as far as weight, I've definitely dropped weight, but I'm still in that phase of haven't really kicked into aggressive fat loss yet, but I'm definitely flatter. I'm definitely pushing more water off, that kind of thing. So it's not like the look has drastically improved, but over the next couple of weeks, we should see that start to shift. I don't like what I did with my back double whatsoever there. My elbows are way too far forward, but overall, I'm not upset with this look. Like it's definitely a step in the right direction. I actually like how I posed my lat spread though. This looks a little bit better. Neither of these poses are my strong point, and I'm quite a bit lighter than I used to be. So, I just lost it, so I'm going to cut that part out. Okay, 6 minutes in. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought as far as what I was saying there, but overall, I'm happy with this. I think this is a step in the right direction. Now, I did lose, let's see, a little under 2 pounds this week. It's a step in the right direction, but I think it's since I only have 9 weeks left to do this, it's time to start pushing things. Like if I was a client who was looking to get in shape in this period of time, I would be doing the same thing, even though we were seeing a trend in the right direction. It's not enough of a trend given the time period that we have left. So it's time to start cranking things up a little bit. I already made an adjustment on my food, so brought all this down a little bit. It's a fairly mild drop, like it's about 200 calories on both days. And since I was already losing, I don't think I need to make a big push in order to get a big response here. So I'm just going to make a fairly mild shift. I pulled a little bit of food down on the training days in meals 3 and 4. I pulled that food down a little bit. Meals 1 and 2, I left alone. So my eggs and oats meal, I left alone. And then my post-workout, I left alone on training days. But then meal 3 and meal 4, I pulled back a little bit. And then on rest days, did a similar thing. I actually brought everything down on the rest days. So I brought meal 1 down, brought meal 2 down. The meal 1 is still going to be a bit higher as far as macros are concerned, and that's set up that way on both days. So I have the most amount of carbs and fats first thing in the morning, just so that I can get a big bolus of food before I go train. So carbs are a bit higher in meal 1, fats are a good bit higher in meal 1 on both days, and then meals 2, 3, and 4 are all around the 61 to 62 grams of carbs, and we're still at 18 grams of fat in 4 meals. So a little bit of pull on the rice in meal 2 for this day. No other change to anything else. A little bit of a pull to rice in meal 3. And then a pull on the Rice Crisps on meal 4 here. I did go ahead and change this to the 300 milliliters. Like I said, change the Fairlife milk to 300 milliliters so that I could get the right measurements and whatnot. And like it barely moved the fats. This one is a little bit higher fats as well, just like the first meal, but meal 2 and 3 are a little bit lower. So where it's been at has been pretty solid. More than likely, the next time I go to pull some calories down, I'll end up pulling some fats on both days. But we'll just have to see how body responds. But overall, I'm very happy with kind of what's happening. I'm not going to change anything else. Cardio is going to stay the same. Supplementation is going to stay the same. Workout program is going to stay the same. Steps are going to stay the same. Water, all that stuff. So all I'm doing is making about a 200-ish calorie drop on both training and rest days, and that's what the next week is going to look like. So that's really all I have to go over for you guys today. It's a rest day, and I got a bunch of different stores and stuff to go hit up today to get some stuff done before I have Ev again tomorrow for about a 2-week time span. So time to get some stuff done. So I will catch you guys on the next one. I haven't launched, as of right now, as I'm recording this, I haven't launched any of these on YouTube. So I don't know how good the response is going personally, but I'm really curious to see. I appreciate anyone that's watching and following along. It's been a hell of a lot of fun to do this already. And this will, if I had to guess, I bet I'll end up doing this for longer than 12 weeks, but we'll just see. So anyways, catch you guys on the next one.